Hey, what's up, Logos American History students? It is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. Hopefully you had a good first day of Term 6. Welcome to day 2 of Term 6. Hopefully those of you who are new to the class, were able to log in and get rolling and get some of that work done from yesterday. If not, that's okay. You can still get on there and do it today, but there's new work for a new day. We're going to have work posted every day, so you don't want to fall too far behind. Make sure you're logging into Blackbaud every day, answering that question of the day, and then there'll be a reading and some questions to go along with it every day. The only exception to that is on Thursdays when we have our Zoom meetings. There won't be any other additional assignments, just attending the Zoom meetings. So again, keep that in mind as it's Tuesday. It's only the second day of the term, so if you didn't have a good first day, then we can start today fresh. And if you did have a good first day, awesome. Let's keep it rolling into day 2. So let's go ahead and log into Blackbaud and take a look at what is on the agenda for today. I wanted to start off on this first page. This is the first page that you guys should see when you log into Blackbaud. I wanted to show you this real quick because you've seen it, I'm sure, obviously. You've logged into Blackbaud. It has your schedule on here and other things. But I wanted to show this to you because just a quick announcement for those of you who are unaware about Term 5 grades, right? And we're in Term 6. We're on day 2 of Term 6. But Term 5 grades, which, were put on report cards on last Friday, those grades are not completely final, right? If you are unhappy with your grade from Term 5, especially if you didn't pass Term 5, you still got time. I'm giving you a little grace period. You can complete assignments between now and the 26th, so that's less than 3 weeks away. That's the hard deadline, but we've given you till June 26th to get in here and complete any missing assignments that you have from Term 5. That will bring your Term 5 grade up, and that's a way for people who didn't earn a passing grade from Term 5 to get that grade up to passing before the grades are finalized on June 26th. So I want to put that out there. Now, how do you access Term 5? Well, if you look right here, you have all your terms. It shows you by default the current term, Term 6. There's Term 6 American History. But if I wanted to go to Term 5, I can click on that link for Term 5. And now I can get into the Term 5 American History page, and that will allow me to do those previous assignments from Term 5. But I don't want Term 5, I want Term 6. So I'm going to click on the link, the class link for Term 6 class, and then it'll take us right to this bulletin board. And again, there's that announcement I just said. Thursdays is our Zoom meeting days, and it's a pretty good time, I think. I like to have the earlier Zoom meetings, get them over with, so I can go on with my day. And that's pretty much all you got to do is attend that Zoom meeting, and then 11:30 you're done with American History for the day on Thursdays, as long as you're keeping up with the work from the rest of the week. That is today and tomorrow and yesterday. As I showed you yesterday, you can find the assignments under the Assignments tab, and you can find the topics under the Topics tab. Oh, who would have known? But the topic that we started yesterday is Nixon, and I mentioned how Nixon he was an interesting cat. We wrapped up really the Vietnam War yesterday, but Nixon was the president who presided over that. Other than that, Nixon he always was standing up on cars and stuff, given that's V for victory, double victory. I don't know what that's all about. It's not peace. I know that. But that was his kind of his calling card. He liked to stand up on cars and have the adoring crowds. Nixon, I hate Nixon. I hate him. He is one of my least favorite presidents of all time, and it's because I think he's a snake. I think he didn't believe in anything. He just wanted the power. He just wanted to be president, and he was willing to do whatever it took to be president. He ran for president for the first time in 1960 and narrowly lost to JFK. And everyone thought his career was over. I think he went back to California, ran for governor, lost. They're like, he's done. And then here he comes, reemerges in 1968, wins the election, and he is the president going into the 1970s. And, you know, he accomplished some good things for our country, but they weren't because he wanted to make our country better, in my opinion. They were because he thought it would help him win elections, and that was all he cared about. He would do whatever it took to win elections, and that led to his downfall, which we will learn about. But we are going to begin chapter 25 today with section 1. You see the downloads right here. I'll go ahead and click on that download, and we will get the first section of chapter 25 is about, you can see, Nixon's domestic policy. Domestic policy refers to, domestic is in the home, right? So what did Nixon do? What were his policies here in America as far as dealing with the problems of here in America? Foreign policy is dealing with the rest of the world, and that will be section 2 that we'll talk about tomorrow. But today we're talking about domestic policy. And again, Nixon, first and foremost, his domestic policy, and really all of his policies, there he is standing on a car again. He loves to stand on cars. He loves the adoration of the crowd, right? He was very cynical and very paranoid and very much about defeating his enemies, and he just wasn't a very happy guy. And again, I mean, everyone's different. Everyone's got their own personality, but I think you know, Nixon's personality was not a good one for the president. He didn't trust his fellow Americans. He didn't trust anyone in government, and he was, again, willing to. He didn't really have like an ideology that helped him make decisions. His decisions were based on, will this help me win votes, right? And that can be dangerous, right? It can lead to, I think, things that can harm a lot of people. And so that's what we're going to learn about. We're going to learn about some things that Nixon did that I think were harmful, including, well, things he did with the economy, right? The economy was bad in the 70s, and Nixon tried to make it better, but he didn't. That's not necessarily his fault. He also cut back on social programs, said, you know, we're spending too much money to help poor people. Let's cut back on that, right? He realized that black people weren't going to vote for him anyway, so he said, well, let's do some things that will make people who don't like black people happy, because maybe then they'll vote for me. And it might make the black people unhappy, but they weren't going to vote for me anyway. He also did the same thing with hippies, right, when he started the war on drugs. He also, again, did the same thing with poor people when he cut social programs for poor people. So Nixon was against blacks, poor people, hippies, right? I don't like them. But hey, again, that's my opinion, you know. Everyone's entitled to their own. Hey, he was president when we landed on the moon, so there's that. But then we have the 5 questions for the section, which, again, we can get to by going into the assignments tab. And there it is, chapter 25, section 1. If we click on that, there's those same 5 questions. You can submit them through the submission text box or through following the link for the Google Forms submission. If we go back to assignments, we see we have a question of the day. And again, this gets to what I was talking about with Nixon, right? I think Nixon could have been a good president. No, I don't. I don't think Nixon ever could have been a good president. And it's because his personality. I think if you're going to be an effective leader, especially of a country like America, you have to be open-minded. You have to be others-centered, not self-centered. I think, you know, self-centeredness, selfishness, cynicism, paranoia, I don't think these are good personality traits for a president, in my opinion. And these are all things that Nixon had going for him. But the question, if I say that, then the question is, what are some good personality traits for a president? What is something you'd like to see in the personality of a president? What are some things you would not like to see in the personality of a president? Think about presidents you're familiar with and their personality traits. And that's what you're going to use to answer this question. What do you think are some good personality traits for a president to have? And what do you think are some bad personality traits for a president to have? I've been pretty vocal about my opinion of Nixon, and I'm not going to stop. As we talk about Nixon, you'll hear me go off on him probably multiple times. But I want to know your opinion, right? On any president, just in general. What are some good personality traits? What are some bad personality traits? So make sure you answer this discussion question so you get your participation points. There's no wrong answer. Just submit a response. Even if you're not really sure, just put that. But then also make sure you do the reading and answer those questions. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns for me, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.